From Resident Evil to The Walking Dead to even Plants vs. Zombies, we as a people seem to be obsessed with zombies. What is it about the brain-crazy undead that we love so much? We went around the IGN office asking our editors just why the hell we can't get zombies off our brains. Here's what they had to say.
I think we're so obsessed as a culture with zombies, in part due to this underlying fear of losing our individual self to society as a whole, essentially losing what makes us, us. But mostly it's because they splatter real good.
I think we like to obsess over zombies because we like to think about the apocalypse and when it's coming, whether or not we'll be able to survive it. We like to think about the survival of the fittest, so I think picking your teams, where you're gonna hide, who's gonna hunt, who's gonna gather, who's gonna protect the fort, and it's not something you get to do on a day-to-day basis in this modern world.
Zombies offer a really interesting plot device that allows a lot of moral compromising decisions to be made. There's a lot of storylines that can be portrayed, whether the characters might need to kill their friends in order to survive, or do they keep them going on even though they know they got bit, and I think that's really cool, and you get to fight with friends.
I think we're obsessed with zombies, right, because they're the one thing we're worried could actually happen. And it sounds crazy to say that, right, but there's two ways to look at it. Number one, of course, the Bible talks about the dead coming back from life. Maybe, you think that's a good thing when you hear it. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's going to be zombies. Maybe something along that line. It's quoted in Ghostbusters too, so that's how you know it's fact.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies.
Dead rising from the grave.
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Think about that. If you die, you are coming back as a zombie. You can never just sleep with your wife again, period, in the same bed. You're going to have to, every night, good night everybody, and you go in and you lock yourselves in rooms and you leave peepholes in there. That's the universe we're talking about.
We all think that we would make it, but the truth is, we're all dead if zombies happen.
We're obsessed with killing zombies for 3 reasons. Number 1, they're people that you don't feel bad about killing. Number 2, they are intimately linked with the apocalypse, and let's be honest, we all secretly kind of want an apocalypse. And finally, number 3, they're an avenue to imagine killing somebody that you know and feel kind of okay with it. For instance, you wouldn't flat out wish death upon Justin Bieber, but if he was a zombie, it'd feel pretty good to bash his brains in.
I think a zombie scenario is a what if that we can really easily imagine being in, and just the idea of if this horrible thing was happening around us, will we make the right decision? Will we make the choice that would save our life? Do you barricade yourself in somewhere? Do you run for safety somewhere else? And even though it's a fantastical situation, it's one that's not that hard to think about what if it happened, and that's why we keep going back to these zombie stories and love them so much.
One, I think it's just always inherently scary to have a reversal of the natural order of things, so the dead coming back to life, just like any evil little kid or things like that, things turned on their head. The second is that we're afraid that we have the seed of evil lurking within, ready to come out at any given time. And I think the third one is just brains.
We're obsessed with zombies because every time you see a zombie, you know there's going to be pure, unadulterated action to follow. It's just going to be just killing, 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 just high action, always going to smash them or beat them or run from them, or somebody's going to die because of them. Every time you see a zombie, it just means pure action.
Zombies bring us back to a simpler time. Our culture's gotten so convoluted, just with all the things we have to worry about, all the stress of the day-to-day and the grind of living. And zombies, specifically the zombie apocalypse, makes us worry about more simple things: surviving, food, taking care of our loved ones. That's all stuff that is extremely dangerous and extremely exhilarating, but at the same time simpler and easier. And I think it's something that our culture really just wants. So when we see something like zombies with a zombie apocalypse happening in movies and TV shows, it's kind of endearing.
Well, zombies are a fantastic enemy because they are numberless, they are ugly, they are hard to kill, and being caught and eaten by them is a fate worse than death because you become a shambling undead beast that then goes and does that to somebody else. So what more could you want in a villain?
So the interesting thing about zombies is that they're really easy to get away from. They're really easy to avoid, and we could probably go about our daily lives with zombies just crowding around us, because really you just need to walk away or push them down or attack them with anything sharp. And I think that's what makes zombies interesting, because people can look at these other people on screen, real people, having trouble fighting zombies and just being terrible at it. It's great to have a zombie plan of your own. Whatever your zombie plan is, it makes so much more sense than the people that you're watching on screen.
I think we're obsessed with zombies because it gives us a target and a villain and something to love, to hate. Things we can kill or watch die over and over and over. There's no guilt. It's just this mindless thing. And even when you attach something like, oh, that was that guy's mom, like in Shaun of the Dead, it's still, just a zombie, so you can kill it without guilt, which means that it gives you time to focus on, the more human elements, to let the storytellers focus on what's wrong with humanity. because you're focusing on these people who are struggling with the absence of it and the total loss of it. And it's really interesting that way, right? It's not just about killing stuff, but it's about learning something because of it.